Hey everyone, this is the sixth installment in my series on how to work with lower stress, especially remotely. As I've mentioned before, most of the source material for this comes from these two books. I'll leave them linked down in the description below as Amazon affiliate links. What that means is that if you buy using those links, I get a small commission. Really helps out the channel, helps me create more content, and helps show your appreciation for what I'm doing here. Um, so if you haven't caught the first 5 installments, there will be a playlist link down below, so go ahead and check that out. But in this installment, number 6, I want to talk about a concept that actually comes specifically from this book. And I'm going to use the term that he uses, which is a tickler. It's kind of a weird word. It was kind of caught me by surprise when he used it. But what this really means is kind of a way to remind yourself later on down the road of something that came in. You didn't need to do anything with it right now, or it didn't make sense to do anything with it right now, but you knew at some point in the future you would actually want to think about it more, or you might have to do something about it. So a good example of that might be, we all know that tax day is April 15th or the next non-weekend day, the next day the IRS is open. So, but obviously we don't want to wait until April 15th to do our taxes. At the same time, our ideal time to do our taxes would be immediately after the tax year ends, maybe like January 1st. Of course, January 1st is a holiday. We probably haven't gotten our W-2s, any 1099s, any, all the normal tax forms. Some of them aren't actually required to be sent out until by the end of January. So that means sometime between January and April, you need to do your taxes. But when? Maybe the end of February is good for you. Maybe the end of middle of March, something like that. I think I typically do my taxes toward the end of February. That's just when I end up getting most of the documents. And that's really the important point, is you might get your W-2 first before you've gotten other tax documents. You don't really want to file the W-2 as reference. That's not really accurate. You also can't really do anything with it. So what David Allen recommends is that you put it kind of in a tickler file, or you might actually file the W-2 in 2019 tax year or something like that, but you would put a note in your tickler that said, basically remind me on March 12th I need to do my taxes, because by that time I think I will have gotten everything. And maybe when you get that reminder, you notice that you haven't gotten all the forms you're expecting, so you change the reminder and say, on March 24th or something like that, remind me again to check. That's kind of the key. Is it's something that you don't have to do now, but you want to do in the future. It's kind of that in between. It's not really reference. It's not really to do. Kind of in between, but it still needs to go somewhere specific, and it needs to be set up in a way that it will remind you. It will put it back into in is really the key there, so that you don't have to remember it, so that you don't have to keep it in your brain, because every item that you have to remember increases stress. So that's really the outcome here. I haven't quite mastered this. I definitely have more to-do lists and reminders and stuff like that than I really should, and they don't work as well as they probably could. And I probably owe a little bit of the stress that I do have to those poorly used ticklers and reminder systems. But that's kind of the goal here. If you want more detail, I definitely recommend checking out his book. Again, affiliate link down in the description below. So if you enjoyed this video, if you have questions, if you have comments, if you have tips on how, maybe you're using a tickler and it's working really well for you, leave a note in the comments about how you're doing that and how that works for you. Or make a video and link it in the comments. This is all about helping each other out and educating each other and sharing what works and what doesn't. So Yeah, let's share it in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share this video with your friends and colleagues. I'd really appreciate that. If you want to support the channel even more, there are a few links below on how you can do that. And stay tuned for the next one. Thanks for watching.